Good, because that answer sucked. Jeez, these are really hard to get through. We started Força in 2023 after being here twice in 2022 with a bigger organization and realizing that the need still existed for advanced pre-hospital trauma training. And in the way of all good things, a few of us were sitting around, Emily and Steve and Vic and Bogdan, and kind of talking about the idea that somebody should do something, and then we realized that somebody should probably be us. Honestly, my favorite topic is everything that we teach, and I know that that's a really broad and probably not great answer, but one of the things that I'm really proud of is that we have taken best practice US medicine and tried to make it as contextually appropriate for what's happening here in Ukraine. And so one of the things that I really love is that we have adapted every time we've been out here, and we teach new and slightly different techniques or new ideas every time that we're here based on the feedback we get from our Ukrainian partners and friends. My favorite part of the Força missions is the team. It's my chance to be with people I care about deeply and love a whole lot, and interacting with and working with and traveling and eating and spending time together. It's the most professionally rewarding thing that I do, and the fact that I get to do these things with the people I care about the most is my favorite thing that we do as Força. The training is amazing. I love interacting with the various units and the organizations that we teach here in Ukraine, and hearing stories and interacting with people that we have either seen repeatedly or maybe for the first time, and really connecting on a human level. And that's what I love about Força. I love that we are out with people who matter. The hardest part of the Força missions are kind of in two different directions. One is when they're over and saying goodbye to everybody, and then this thing that means so much to me is not part of my life for the months that we're gone. The other obviously incredibly challenging part is coming back to Ukraine and seeing how bad the war continues to get, and as that evolves, how much more difficult and challenging the conditions are for the people who are really on the front lines of this thing. But it's that sense of purpose that when I go home, I don't have it anymore, and that's really one of the hardest parts about not being here with this team and with the people I deeply care about. So I'm super lucky because I've been on every one of the trips, and I've been here for every day of every one of the trips, and that means I've got all of the stories, and I feel really lucky that way. I know we've already talked about the house that caught on fire, and when the tent nearly blew away in the flood, and probably way too many stories of people getting sick. Those are always interesting and fun for us to reflect on. But I'm going to keep the wildest stories to myself, because that's part of what makes this team special, is that we have stories that are interwoven that only those of us who are on that part of the trip will know. And that's pretty special. My favorite Força ritual is probably very simple. It's when we eat together. It's when we go and we get team dinner, and maybe that's not so much a ritual, but it's something that we do regularly together. And like I said, this team it's more than family and it's more than friends. They're the people I choose and would choose to be with and spend my time with every day if I could. And so that act of being communal, that act of eating together, of just not training, not moving, just being together. And sometimes that's really quiet when people need that mental break and everyone's on their phone. And sometimes it's really lively with conversation and talks about whatever silly thing happened in training that day. But those moments of connection again, of that human connection of us just being together, is my favorite thing.